food cravings. Are yours out of control? Willpower? It's not the answer. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the intelligent way to address your food cravings. In other words, prevention. How to correctly identify the root cause of your food cravings and how to change them. If your food cravings are out of control and you've been trying to white knuckle it and willpower your way through, you'll definitely want to tune in for today's video. So fill your cup with your favorite beverage and come on back for today's nutrition coffee chat. Okay, so yes, as I was saying, food cravings, they're one of the most common things that clients ask me about, and I have a lot of success with helping people overcome their food cravings. Because the actual answer is not to rely on willpower, because willpower is not going to cut it. It comes and goes, it's fickle at best. And so relying on willpower is not a successful strategy for getting control of your food cravings. The successful strategy is to prevent them from ever happening in the first place. Because then you don't have to resist it because you're just not even craving your go-to craving foods. This is the third video in my food craving series, and I will include links below to the other videos so far because I've addressed other root causes in those. One being emotional eating, particularly sneaky emotional eating, and a second root cause of cravings, which I call Pavlovian cravings. So you'll definitely want to check those out. I've got the links in the description box there below. But today I'm talking about timing. The timing of your eating, if you've got it wrong, it's going to create food cravings for you. It's going to set you up to have food cravings, and I want to have you prevent them. So that's what I'm talking about today, is getting the timing right for your eating so that you just don't even have those food cravings from happening, never mind trying to resist them. So how the human body works, if you've eaten a balanced meal, the amount of time it takes to digest and absorb and start to become hungry again is about 4 hours. Now, everybody's body is unique. We're all individuals. Nutrition is not a one-size-fits-all. And so it's going to be about 4 hours depending on person to person. Some people are going to be more 3.5 hours, some people more 4.5 hours, 5 hours, but 4 hours is a good benchmark for how long it takes to digest, absorb, and become hungry again. And that might differ even within the individual, within yourself, from time of day, like morning to afternoon, it might be different, or it might vary depending on the amount of physical activity you're doing. For example, right now I'm moderately active. I do some physical activity 5-6 days a week. And so I get hungry about every 4.5 hours. A couple of years ago, I trained to do a marathon and I was significantly increasing my cardiovascular exercise. I was doing a lot more mileage on my running, I was biking. And so I was getting hungry about every 3.5, maybe not even 3 hours and 15 minutes to 3.5 hours. But now that I'm more moderately active, more about the 4.5 hours. So that's just an example of how it can change from person to person, but 4 hours is a good benchmark. And if you don't eat at about that 4-hour time, when you're just starting to get hungry, well, guess what? You get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier and hungrier and hungrier, and you arrive at being like starving, famished. And when we get to that point, the hungrier and hungrier and hungrier we get, the more and more and more we crave the nutrient dense, the energy dense foods, which, in our survival times as a human species, it was a fantastic quality, way back in the day, that would be focusing on our attention on those things that would keep us alive, the good concentrated sources of energy, which would have been things like salmon and berries. But nowadays, in our fast food world, where there's junk foods and highly processed foods everywhere, it's not so helpful, because the It's going to drive us towards those sugary, those highly processed, junky foods because they're incredibly dense sources of energy. What's the other word for energy? Calories. And so we don't need those to be surviving now. It's actually working against us. Going so long without eating, waiting 6-7 hours without eating, and then finding yourself craving these foods, and then that's how you eat like an entire big bag of chips and 2 chocolate bars, or the entire pizza, or you find yourself going through the drive-in. I talk to so many clients who are then super mad at themselves in that situation, and they're like, how do I resist that? And I'm like, you're not going to resist it. You're not going to resist it. That would be like swimming underwater for a long period of time, coming up, bringing your head up past the water, taking a deep breath, and then getting mad at yourself for it. Damn it, why did I just breathe? I just don't have the willpower to not breathe when I come up after swimming underwater for a long time. I mean, that sounds ridiculous as I say that, right? So it's just as ridiculous if we haven't eaten for too long and then we eat a whole bunch of junk food and we get mad at ourselves. If you want to get mad at yourself for something, get mad at yourself for not having a snack 2 hours ago. Now, of course, I don't want you to get mad at yourself at all. I want you to make the intelligent decision, which is to, hey, just enjoy that junk food right now because there's nothing you're going to do to change it. Enjoy the pleasure that those foods bring you. And tomorrow, make a different choice. Learn from this mistake. Tomorrow, plan a snack and pack a snack so that you're eating something healthy 2 hours previous so that you don't set yourself up to eat all of this junk food. And so that's the lesson for you today. That is the take-home thing, what I want you to take action on right this moment, is to pull out your calendar. You know, many of us are working from home right now, so we have opportunity to create a new healthy habit here. And that's to get our timing locked in right with our eating. So pull out the calendar and look at your day and schedule in those 4-hour blocks. When are you going to have your meals? When are you going to have a planned snack? And choose something healthy at those times. Break out the calendar, lock in so that you get the timing of your eating right so that you can prevent your cravings from ever happening. That's how you take control of cravings using the timing technique. If you like today's video, please let me know. Click the little thumbs up button below. If you have not subscribed yet, definitely hit the subscription button and the little notification bell so that you never miss one of these videos where you get exactly what you need in order to create your healthy habits to actually stick. I would say have a great week, but you know what? During these kind of crazy COVID times, it's hard to say have a great week. What I'll say is take care of yourself, healthy habits over fear, and I will see you back here next Thursday morning.